In this lesson, we're just going to take a look at some of the basic parts of the user interface so you know how to navigate around in Revit. Up at the top here, this is referred to as your quick access toolbar. Your main application drop-down is a way to open files, export to a DWF, and get into your options settings. In your options settings, the only reason why you need to go in here is when you first configure where the libraries and the detail library is located. Down below here, these are your different tabs. The add-in tab is if you have the subscription pack installed. Below your tabs, these are referred to as panels. So this would be the Home tab, the Build, the Model, the Circulation panel. Over on the left-hand side here, we have our Properties palette. You can drag this around. You can anchor it, maybe move it to a second monitor so that your drafting area is as large as possible. And then you have your Project Browser, similar to the Project Navigator inside of AutoCAD Architecture. And the projects are broken up into various main categories: your views, schedules and legends, panels for MEP projects, sheets, and then your families. And your families are your content, similar to AutoCAD blocks or wall styles, items like that. This, of course, is your main drafting area. Down below here are some visibility controls where you can control the scale of a view, the level of detail. Typically, we are working with a medium level of detail. Coarse would turn off things like gypboard and double door panels. You just would have a single line for a door. And fine is really only used when you want to see 3D plumbing. The next is your visual styles. Wireframe hidden. Usually in most views you're working with a hidden line display. You just cancel out of the setting here. And then at the very end, this button's pretty important. If anybody manually turned off an object in a view, that will give you, when you select it, you'll get a red square around the view, and it'll show you items that are turned off in red and give you the chance to turn them back on. Okay, so below the visibility settings, down in the lower left, this is really like AutoCAD's command prompt in Revit. When you do a command, Revit's going to tell you down here. If I select the wall command, down at the bottom, it's telling me once I pick my starting point and my second point, that's where Revit is communicating to you. Next to that, you have your work sets, then you have your design options, and then the ability to exclude options. When you remove this check mark, you can pick any item in your drawing, even if it belongs to a different design option. With this turned on, you can only select items that belong to the design option that is current. And the last thing I want to point out is your navigation wheel. Now, because I'm in a 2D view, I can only zoom and pan. If I was in a 3D view, if I go to View and go to a default 3D view, now this becomes a full 3D navigation wheel, which allows me to orbit and pan and do some different zoom commands. So that's the end of this lesson. It's just the different parts of the user interface.